welcome back. AI, it's everywhere, right? Kind of inescapable these days. But it can also feel like everyone's speaking a different language when they try to explain it.
You're totally right.
So today, we're breaking it down
Yeah?
with a little help from tech expert Bernard Marr.
Great source.
He lays out these 4 types of AI, from basic to mind-blowingly complex. So let's unpack it, starting with reactive AI. Now, this is the most basic type, but don't underestimate it.
Yeah.
Marr describes it as reacting the same way to the same input every time. No learning, no memory. Like, think about a light switch.
Oh, perfect example.
Right. You flick it on light,
Yeah.
you flick it up.
Yeah.
Darkness. Simple,
Right.
reliable, every single time.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of it. But it's deceptive, that simplicity, because it can be incredibly powerful.
Oh, totally.
Look at Deep Blue, the chess-playing computer that took on Garry Kasparov.
Wait, Deep Blue, the one that, had everyone freaking out about robots taking over, that was reactive AI.
That's right.
Bro.
A total game changer, but yeah, still reactive at its core. Deep Blue could analyze millions of chess moves per second, right? But it wasn't actually learning from Kasparov's strategy during the match.
Interesting.
He just saw the board, calculated the best move based on his programming, and bam, made the move. Input, output, no emotions, just pure calculation.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. But wow, if Deep Blue is considered basic AI, where do we even go from there?
Right.
Like, what about things like Netflix recommendations? I mean, my Netflix, it always seems to know what I'm in the mood for before even I do. Is that reactive too?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. So the user experience feels really advanced, right? But at its heart, a lot of what Netflix is doing, it is reactive AI.
Okay,
They're taking your watch history as the input,
right.
comparing it to millions of other users with similar tastes. And then based on that, it outputs those recommendations tailored to what it thinks you'll like.
Right.
It's constantly reacting to patterns,
Yeah.
but not really storing those patterns long term.
Oh, interesting.
It's not like it's developing a whole personality profile.
Right.
It's just really good at matching.
So it's not remembering that I binged all 3 seasons of Stranger Things last weekend.
Right.
It just knows that based on my current viewing and other users who like similar things, boom, here's your recommendation.
Exactly. Like having a friend who's read every movie review ever, but never actually watched anything themselves. They just know what to recommend based on your taste.
That's hilarious and a terrifying thought all at the same time.
Right.
So even though it's considered basic, reactive AI is still doing some pretty impressive, mind-bending stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And it forms the foundation for those more complex types of AI, like limited memory AI.
Okay, so let's talk about that limited memory AI, because now it sounds like the AI is getting a bit of an upgrade.
Definitely more to unpack there.
Limited memory AI. Okay, so now it sounds like the AI is getting a bit of an upgrade.
Yeah, things are about to get a bit more interesting.
Right. So how limited are we talking here? Is this AI gonna be forgetting my name halfway through a conversation?
Laughing. No, not quite like that. It's not about, remembering every single detail forever. Think of it more like learning to ride a bike.
Okay.
You don't remember every wobble, every scraped knee,
Oh, trust me, I do. I was a disaster on 2 wheels.
but your brain, it uses those experiences to learn to adapt. So the next time you hopped on the bike, you were a little bit right.
Okay, yeah.
That's kind of how limited memory AI works. It holds on to information for a set period, uses it to learn, and then adapts its future actions based on that. But it's not necessarily storing every single data point forever.
So it's using past data to make decisions in the moment, but not keeping a detailed diary of every interaction. Okay, that makes sense. Is that where my Spotify recommendations come in? Because Spotify, it feels like it's constantly learning my taste and suggesting new artists I might like.
You got it. Spotify is a great example of limited memory AI doing its thing. It's analyzing everything. What you listen to, what you skip, maybe even how loud you blast that guilty pleasure song when no one's around.
Oh my gosh, they're totally judging our guilty pleasures, aren't they?
Maybe, maybe not. But the point is, it uses all that data to build a profile of your taste and then suggest similar music you might enjoy.
It's a little creepy how accurate it can be.
It's pretty impressive though, right?
Totally. But okay, beyond personalized playlists, where else are we seeing limited memory AI really make waves? What kind of cool stuff can it do?
Think about self-driving cars. They're using limited memory AI to process information from all those sensors in real time. They're analyzing the speed and direction of other cars, recognizing pedestrians, even navigating lane changes. And it's all based on data that's constantly being updated and, importantly, discarded as needed.
Wow, so they're not recording every pothole and pigeon they encounter. Because that seems like a lot of data even for AI.
Exactly. It's about using the most relevant information in that moment to make decisions, just like our brains do, you know?
That's incredible. Okay, so we've gone from like reactive machines to AI that learns from its experiences. This is starting to feel like we're living in the future, you know?
Oh, we're just getting started. We've still got 2 more types of AI to unpack, and trust me, this is where things get really interesting.
Okay, lay it on me. What's next?
Are you ready for this? Theory of mind AI.
Okay, theory of mind AI. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds a little intimidating.
It's where things get really mind-bending, that's for sure.
Okay, theory of mind AI, lay it on me. What is that?
All right, so we've talked about AI that reacts.
Yeah.
And AI that can learn from past data.
Right?
Theory of mind AI, this is like the next giant leap.
Okay.
It's about machines understanding that other beings, you know, like you and me, we have our own thoughts, feelings, intentions.
So not just recognizing a smile, but actually getting like why someone is smiling.
Exactly. It's moving beyond programmed responses and more into like genuine understanding.
Wow.
Imagine AI that can not only like interpret your emotions, but even predict how you might react in different situations.
Okay, that's incredible. But also a little bit like, am I about to have my robot therapist? Is that what you're talking about here?
Well, not quite ready to schedule that appointment just yet. But it is clear that AI is moving in a direction where it can understand us and respond to us on a much deeper level. One of the examples Mar talks about is this robot called Kismet. It was designed to read facial expressions and then react accordingly.
Oh yeah, I've seen videos of Kismet. It's the one with those big expressive eyes.
That's the one. It's a great example of how researchers are starting to really like crack the code of emotional intelligence in AI.
Wow.
And then you have things like Sophia, the humanoid robot, making headlines for those like surprisingly human-like conversations.
Yeah, she's pretty incredible.
She's still under development, but pushing those boundaries of what we thought possible.
Okay, so robot therapist, maybe not yet. But it does feel like we're getting closer and closer to this like sci-fi future we've always imagined.
Right, and that brings us to the final and possibly the most mind-blowing type of AI in Mar's framework, self-aware AI.
Okay, self-aware AI. Hit me with it. What are we talking? Robots that are like self-conscious.
It's the big question, isn't it? And honestly, we just don't have a definitive answer yet. But self-aware AI in its like purest form, it would mean that machines would be possessing their own desires, their own sense of self, even their own emotions. Think about the implications of that.
Okay, now I'm picturing robots having existential crises. Is it time to panic yet?
We're not quite there yet. Remember, this is still largely theoretical,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We don't have the technology to even create this kind of AI.
Okay, good to know.
But it's a fascinating thought experiment.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Mar's article so important.
Right.
He's not just laying out these categories of AI, but he's making us think about the bigger picture, you know, the ethics of it all, the philosophical questions, all the stuff we need to be thinking about as this technology keeps evolving.
It's a lot to process. We've gone from basic reactive machines to this mind-blowing possibility of self-aware AI in just a few minutes.
And it shows how fast things are moving.
So where do we even go from here?
Honestly, that's the big question we're all facing. Understanding these different types of AI, it's just the first step. It's up to us to figure out how we want to shape the future of this technology.
It's both exciting and more than a little bit daunting, that's for sure. Well, on that note, we want to hear from you. What kind of AI are you most excited about? What kind of keeps you up at night? Let us know. And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and as always, keep diving